What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and welcome to your stimulus check update, stimulus package update and news report for Tuesday, March 23rd. Hopefully you all had a great Monday yesterday, and hopefully this week will be even better. Now, I first just want to ask you if you guys have received your stimulus check, or if you have checked the IRS Get My Payment portal and it shows that your payment is pending for tomorrow. Do me a favor, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Now, if you did check and it's not showing any information, don't worry, we have updates regarding the $1,400 stimulus checks and people that have not received any information. Now, here's what we know. I heard from a few people over the weekend that they received their $1,400 stimulus check last week, but even now when they check their Get My Payment portal, and even when they did the previous week, it wasn't showing any information at all. Well, that became a big issue, and a lot of people were wondering, is that something that we are seeing elsewhere? Well, it is. This is something that I checked on Twitter, I checked on Facebook. Many people are seeing the exact same thing, that they received their stimulus check. However, they aren't getting any updates on the IRS Get My Payment portal. So, we don't know if this is a glitch. We do not know if people are inputting their information wrong, because I tried it. I got a friend's information, put it in, and what I can tell you is if you put in you put in dashes where the social security number goes, then it doesn't work. If you don't put in slashes where your birthday is, it won't work. If you don't input your address correctly, for example, and I say this before, let's say you live on West 31st Street. If you type in West instead of just W, in some cases it doesn't work. If you actually type out street, the name, as opposed to ST, then sometimes that doesn't work either. So just keep that in mind. That is an issue that some people are having. Now, if this portal doesn't give you any new information, here's what we are hearing. According to an IRS spokesperson, they said just to wait until tomorrow. Wait one day until tomorrow, because Wednesday is when many people, there'll be tens of millions of additional people that do receive the second wave of this stimulus money. So you may get your $1,400 stimulus checks tomorrow, but you won't know today. You'll have to wait until tomorrow. Again, one more day and you should have some more answers. So just wait until tomorrow, check your bank account and see what happens. And if nothing happens, you don't get your $1,400 stimulus check and you're supposed to get a direct deposit, let me know. Come back here, let me know, and I will figure that out for you. I will give you some more updates on what we are currently hearing. So tomorrow should be a big day for many people. Now, let's address the big news that has been recently surfaced across the internet. Right now, President Biden wants to pass two different bills for his Build Back Better plan. One is going to be on infrastructure. Okay? That bill that's on infrastructure, that is most likely going to get bipartisan support. That is currently how the Biden administration wants to kind of push forward with this. Get bipartisan support on at least one part of the bill. That's why they're going to break it up into two different sections. Well, we also know in the other bill, which is going to be more relief and other things that can't get bipartisan support, that is where we will most likely see a minimum wage provision. Here's what we know. Right now, President Biden would like to get a bipartisan support on the minimum wage provision. Again, remember, and just understand this, I didn't say a $15 minimum wage. I never said that. I said he wants to get bipartisan support on a minimum wage provision. How much? Right now we are hearing it will be anywhere between $10 and $12 per hour. What we do know is progressives would see this as a missed opportunity over anything else. So, right now, we are going to see two different bills at least. One will have bipartisan support. chances are they're going to try to push in a minimum wage provision between $10 and $12 into that bill. And if it doesn't work, then they will take the minimum wage provision out, put it into the other bill, and try to pass it through again, another budget reconciliation, which, as we know, it won't pass through the Senate as it currently stands based on the verbiage that is in the bill. So what we are hearing is that the $15 minimum wage is kind of what is holding progressives up and saying, okay, we need to get this, and we're going to do whatever we can to get this minimum wage in there. If we can't, that is where we're going to see major changes. So here's what we know. One report this morning states that progressives are willing to compromise. They are willing to compromise with the amounts that we see. But they will only compromise with the total relief, and they will not compromise on everything. They want to see that everything that's on their list is going to be included into the bill. However, they will compromise on all the totals. For instance, remember this list from yesterday, all right? I mentioned they want to see a minimum wage increase. They want to see paid sick leave, Medicare for all. They want to see student loan cancellation and monthly stimulus checks. Here's what we're hearing out this morning. If progressives are willing to compromise, they will compromise on the minimum wage. They'll go from $15 per hour down to $12, maybe even $10 per hour, because that is still a win. Going from $7.25 currently to $10 over the next couple of years would be a win. Progressives also say that they would accept less paid sick leave. So maybe instead of 24 hours of paid sick leave, or let's say 3 days, right, per year, maybe they only accept 2 days. Again, I'm just throwing out the numbers. We don't know exactly what they're looking at there. As for Medicare for all, this is one of the things that right now has enough support within the House, especially with Democrats, that it most likely would not factor in here. There would not be a compromise with Medicare at this point. Also, for student loan forgiveness, right now, there's many progressives that are fighting for $50,000 in student loan forgiveness per student. That would be big. That would pretty much wipe away the majority of the debt that the American people have. However, progressives at this point are saying that they would compromise. They would compromise with President Biden and his $10,000 per student debt relief. Well, here's the issue, is if they are willing to compromise with the $10,000, chances are they're willing to come down even more, which means we could see something like maybe $5,000 to $10,000 in student loan forgiveness. This is way off the $50,000. However, this is still considered a win because it would help many people. And as we know, over the next 5 years, anybody that gets any student loan debt forgiven, that is actually tax-free. So that can be very big as well. So one of the big things, though, okay, and this is possibly the biggest thing that we are hearing, is right now progressives are pushing for $2,000 per month in stimulus checks. However, what we know is, based off everything that I've been reading, right now progressives are saying that the stimulus checks it's not a guarantee, but some are saying that it's kind of contingent on the $15 minimum wage. Again, let's say we can't get a $15 minimum wage. Okay, we just can't. But let's say we agree to $12. Well, that difference of $3 per hour, okay, that's kind of where we are getting these figures. But right now, one of the numbers being thrown out by a few experts is $500 per month as a monthly stimulus check. Now, how do you get that number? Well, this one expert is saying that the way he got it was he took the $3 difference per hour, multiply that by 160, which would be 4 weeks of 40 hours per week, and that comes up to $480. So $480 is pretty close to $500. So that would be the difference per month as what people are losing. That's $3 per hour. So the other thing is, if it takes a couple years, or let's say 2 to 3 years, to go from $7.25 to, let's say, $10 per hour, the issue there is people need help now, not in 2 years. Yeah, they still might need help in 2 years, but they need more help now. So how do you provide that help now? Well, the simplest way, provide a stimulus check for the next, let's say, year. Well, $500 per month for the next year, so $6,000 over the next year, that's pretty good. That is a decent bump in income, especially when some people are only making $20,000 to $25,000 per year. If you get $6,000 as an automatic increase just on year one, that's a big boost, and that's going to lift many people out of poverty. That's going to help provide for a lot of families, and that is something that Democrats are currently wanting to do. Provide for the lower income, build them up. Provide for the middle income families, and let them expand. And that's kind of what we're hearing. Now, the key to all of these is that the bill would get bipartisan support. That's what we want to see. We want to see bipartisan support, but what we do know is Democrats, if they don't get bipartisan support and they break up this Build Back Better plan into two different bills, they would have to use their two additional budget reconciliations on just this one bill. Yesterday, White House Chief of Staff Ron Klain said the Biden administration is looking to split the Build Back Better plan into two different parts. And by doing this, they would use both of their budget reconciliations, which they don't want to do. This would leave them with no other option after passing these two bills other than trying to get at least 10 Republicans on board to get to that 60 vote mark. Now, remember, okay, the minimum wage increase, paid sick leave, Medicare for all, student debt cancellation, monthly stimulus checks, these are not all that's going to be in the next bill. Okay, there's other things that are going to be in this bill. These are just the fillers that go in between the main pieces of legislation. Now, what we are going to see, the main pieces of legislation as of right now, are going to be on infrastructure spending, additional manufacturing, immigration, climate change, child care and elder care, tax hikes, education, and more. There's a lot in this bill. This is one of the reasons why it is expected to be at least $3 trillion. Some are even saying we could see it at $4 trillion. And the reason I bring all this up is because the $1.9 trillion stimulus package for many lawmakers is being seen as another down payment on what is yet to come. President Biden said the $900 billion stimulus package that passed through the Trump administration, that was a down payment. That $600 for the stimulus checks was a down payment. Everything was just a down payment. But some are saying that this $1.9 trillion stimulus package that passed, was it like 10, 11 days ago? This bill, this one right now, is actually seen as somewhat of a down payment. Some say that this was just the relief bill that Biden promised, and then the economic recovery plan is coming next. But many progressives say that relief is not done yet. The American people are still suffering, and until they are done suffering, we will not stop working. So, while we will wait and see what's in this next bill, let's not forget we currently have $1,400 stimulus checks, or at least they are coming. We know we have $300 per week in unemployment benefits, which again, for some states is going to come this week. Others, we might potentially see a week or two delay. Especially in California, they are seeing their website go down quite a bit simply because a lot of people are still applying for benefits, and obviously there's a lot of fraud as well. We know we have more rental assistance. It is very difficult to get at this point. However, it seemed like it was easier a month or two ago to get rental assistance than it is right now. We also know there's additional nutrition assistance as well. There's 15% increase in SNAP benefits. We also have pandemic EBT all the way through the summer as well. There's a $300 and $250 child tax credit that will hopefully be starting in July. The IRS has still not given us many updates there, but they did say they are working towards getting that portal open. There's still more relief for small businesses. There's so much school aid, and there's state and local government funding as well. All this stuff is coming out now. So, what we know is right now the United States is getting back to normal. It's going to take some time. Experts say, let's just be patient. So that's what we know right now. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing so I can continue to keep you updated on everything that's going on, and I'll see you guys on the next one.